let's get this on.
Let's do it.
All right, so this is our 4th editing session.
Yes.
And we're actually getting out of pretty much the introductions
Out
to
of the
all
cars
of the ideas.
and out of the videos and
right.
all
And
the news.
we're not following Ian anymore. We're going to be following the family again.
Interior Emmeline's bedroom day. So Emmeline is our...
Is it Emmeline or Emmeline?
I mean, to me, it seems like Emmeline, doesn't it? I mean, I guess Emmeline would be more like sort of Coraline.
In my head, it's always been Emmeline.
Okay, well then we will go ahead and make it Emmeline.
Thank you.
Here we go. Interior Emmeline's bedroom day. Emmeline, a 10-year-old autistic girl, is working in her bedroom. The walls are covered in posters of famous robots like Robbie from Forbidden Planet, Lost in Space, The Iron Giant, and Wall-E. Wait. Didn't I say Wall-E twice?
No, Robbie.
Robbie. I see. That's why I did that.
But Lost in Space, what is the robot's name? Because it says Robbie from Forbidden Planet. Lost in Space needs... Who's the robot in that?
He's just known as Robot.
Oh,
He's just called Robot.
Because the Iron Giant and Wall-E are the names of those robots.
Right, exactly.
Okay. All right.
Well, you could just say Robot from Lost in Space.
Robot.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. That does kind of go like, wait a minute. Lost in Space is like the one that doesn't seem to belong there.
Yeah, one of these things doesn't belong here.
Right. Blue light swirls across the wall, giving the impression of being underwater. On her work table is every imaginable electro, servo, and wire, along with tools that seem unusual for a 10-year-old to use. She's deeply involved in soldering. And a puppy-sized robot walks up. No. Okay, so that should be a period there. Okay, and then start with a puppy-sized robot.
Yep.
Yeah. Isn't that weird the way soldering is spelled? I know that's the way it is.
That's the way it is.
I know,
soldering.
But it's such a weird word.
It should be like Soddering.
Or S-O-T-T? Soldering?
No, it's because it's solder.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
solder.
Yeah, I know. It's such a weird thing.
It's not sauteur.
Sauteur.
It's
French.
I'm sure that's a French word.
Yes. A puppy-sized robot walks up to her leg. It is a mechanical dog shape, but shrunk down with a pink fake fur mohawk.
That's cute.
Yes. Emmeline's mother is standing in the door, but not entering her space.
Okay.
So I feel like that's very much establishing a world.
Yeah. I can see her there.
Right.
Okay, so Grace, remember she's the mom from like the very first scene.
Right.
Grace, but these children are obviously grown up.
Yes.
Right. Grace, they're almost here.
Emmeline doesn't look up and continues soldering.
Could you put the tools down and get ready, please?
I want to get Robbie fixed before he gets here.
We talk about this all the time. You have to think outside what you want and respect other people in the process, especially today.
Okay, maybe add her say her name like Emmeline. We talk about this all the time. Or we've talked about this.
Right. Well, why don't we do like, can you stop and look at me?
Okay.
And then
we've talked about this.
We've talked about this.
We've talked about this. You have to think outside of what you want.
Hold on. Let's put that period there. Period. We've talked about this. You have to think outside of what you want and respect other people
in the process.
Well,
it feels like we don't need in the process, or that needs to become a line separately. That way you respect other people in the process. So either you get rid of in the process or you add that extra line.
Let's just say 2.
Okay.
Emmeline, can you stop and look at me? We've talked about this. You have to think outside of what you want and respect other people too, especially today.
Chief Executive Officer of Origian International Partnerships, #3 on Forbes' Richest Men in the World, #10 Sexiest Man.
He's coming to our house in about 10 minutes, so would you please stop doing what you are doing and get dressed now?
I'll be done connecting this in approximately 6.5 minutes, if you stop talking. That leaves me time to dress and run downstairs.
What if he's early?
Her husband comes up behind her. Grace gives him a look he's seen often, the frustrated to be the parent of an autistic kid look. It's a challenge, and they try. Let's go, ladies.
Did you hide the vacuum?
Sure did.
Have it your way, Emmeline.
Hurry up, honey. They leave the doorway of Emmeline's room. Emmeline looks up and sees that they are not there. She picks up her robot dog and lifts it up the hair, sticking a servo into a slot. Interior, white car, day. Her phone rings. Celia takes a breath and answers the call.
Celia. Yes, sir?
Ian, I don't like this child trafficking angle. I don't mind the roll doll stuff. That's good fun, but not the trafficking.
Absolutely agree.
Let's put something together to kill that before it gets any legs.
We'll get right on it.
Make it a priority. By the end of the day, I want a new narrative.
Consider it done.
Great. Thank the team for me.
Yes, sir. See you soon.
Celia frowns and gets the other two on a video call. They answer right away.
So let's just stop at yes, sir. See you soon.
Okay. Great. That makes sense.
Because the rest of it is all their conversation back and forth.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All
It
right.
just felt like a weird place to stop.
Well, maybe there wasn't a whole lot of editing there.
Yeah. Yeah, there really wasn't.
Suck it. If you came to watch us editing a bunch of stuff, suck it.
Well, I mean, it's a
No,
you know,
I like the
it's a
scene.
process.
I like the scene between Emmeline and the mom. You get the feeling that the mom, gets very annoyed about her single-mindedness.
Right.
Setting up the room and stuff. I mean, yeah.
Right, and Emmeline
was in
has
the world.
really no concern about pleasing.
No, but remember,
them.
she's talking to her mother like this, and she's 10. She's
Right.
like giving her mother the information and telling her what the plan is. And basically, her mom's kind of never figured out. She's defenseless against it. She's never figured out how to talk to her, really.
Right. And then I think he handles it a little bit better.
Yeah, the dad seems to handle
Yeah,
it just
the
like
dad-
she's a kid. Like,
Right,
hurry
well,
up.
Well, yeah. The dad understands that getting frustrated about it is not going to do any good.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
So now let's...
Well, and I think that applies to sort of the way that she was acting during the flood. She's a bit more
The mom?
Yeah, the mom is a bit more emotional.
Well, I would say yeah, because she was like... I feel like she feels responsible for stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's more disconnected.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she had to ask him, did he put the vacuum cleaner away?
Mm-hmm.
He's the kind of guy that would vacuum and leave the vacuum cleaner out. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, me, personally, I would be like, if you leave the vacuum cleaner out, they know you vacuumed before they came. And your house wasn't perfectly clean before they came.
No, that's a really interesting point because I didn't really realize that that's what she was referring to.
Okay, well,
yeah.
he says, let's go, lady.
Let's go, ladies. And she says, did you hide the vacuum?
Okay, well, then let's make that more clear and say, did you finish vacuuming?
Yeah, did you finish?
And then
right?
did you hide the vacuum?
Okay.
Is like another
level.
she's having to
Another
manage
level
her
of
husband.
her control.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's add that. Because in my mind, that's exactly where my mind goes, but I'm obviously like a Grace type.
Right. I didn't really realize the implications of what you were saying.
Right.
Right. Actually, my first thought was that Emmeline has an issue with a vacuum cleaner or
Oh,
something.
interesting.
That was
Okay,
my
no.
first thought.
That was not the intent.
Yeah, that was not the intent. Sort of like our dogs are terrified of the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go, ladies. Did you finish the vacuuming? Yes. Did you hide the vacuum? Sure did. Does that make more sense? Should it just be, did you finish vacuuming?
Did you
finish vacuuming?
Yes.
Did you hide the vacuum?
Yes. Sure did.
Oh, okay. You want to say yes, sure did.
Yes. Sure did.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I want to say that because that has a slight bit of
Like, yeah, Ma.
exasperation to it.
Yeah, Ma, I did.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. Well,
Have it your way, Emmeline.
next week we'll continue on and we'll be 10 pages in.
Yes.
This is going to be a process.
It is going to be a process.
No,
but
I'm glad we discussed that because it wasn't clear for you. And I'm glad that we got that cleared up. Because if it's not clear to you and you wrote it,
well, yeah.
that's a problem.
I didn't realize that it wasn't clear because I had an assumption of what our intent was.
Gotcha.
So I think sometimes we have to maybe talk through things a little bit more just to make sure that we're on the same page.
Okay, great. No, I like that. All right.
Yes.
Well,
okay, so you did get a little, we did give you a little something with the edit there.
yeah. I hope you learned
A
something.
little bit of the process.
A little bit.
Okay. We're still figuring it out too.